This is Comfort Consultant 847. This is part 3, project 3 of this house. So we do have a couple extra things here. So obviously this gas shutoff needs to be Kaputski, put something that is more up to code on. As you can see, it does tee up the gas line here, and then comes up here as well. So obviously, you know, I'd really like to see us try and tee this area somewhere, and then it comes over here for the water heater, as you can see. So really up here at this, I'd almost want to see it teed and bring it upstairs somewhere in a chase. We do have an open chasm back there. Don't know if it goes all the way to the roof or not. Something we're going to have to kind of check in on. See if I can get a better view. Up in there, not so much. But this is probably about where we're going to have to run up to supply our new furnace up in the attic with gas. So that's kind of what I see here. So we just need to find a chase to be able to poke it up there. If we have to run it along with the line set and stuff outside, that's possible. I would rather keep it inside, obviously, with iron pipe if possible. And, you know, obviously twisting this in this area is going to be pretty tricky because it's kind of tight to all this stuff. So you guys will figure out how to get the gas up there. So now, as far as the boiler, so we do have a 1/2-inch feed running down into our return there, right on our pump. We do have a fill valve. I'd like to see that replaced with a fill valve on the backflow. This over here, I believe they put in to feed a hose outside, and they use CPVC and a union and all this stuff, and I'm not sure why they put this on there, exactly what they were thinking with that. But we really need to shut the water to the building, remove everything to this gate valve down. We're going to put a ball valve on to properly isolate. Come down, we can tee again over to our backflow and our new feed. Bring that down to the return again, that's fine. As far as all this, I want all this removed. Hard pipe it all the way back to our hose hookup, as you can see there. And make sure that that's on properly straight from the feed, which I almost want to see it split up here and then have 2 separate isolations so they can isolate the outside and possibly drain if they need to for the line in the winter, and then isolate this way as well in case we need to isolate the boiler. As far as this other stuff, so the way they did the supply, we've got 1.5 or 1.25 here, ran to black pipe, and then all 3 of our zones coming up. As you can see, they just teed the tank on one of the zones. Definitely don't want that. And then we do have a nice little blow off here, but we're gonna have to basically chop all this back and redo it, in my opinion. So we have 3/4. Let's chop them all back, come back to a regular split manifold. Let's bring either this out this way or straight that way. Put our our air eliminator here with our tank on the bottom and our feed. I would actually do that over our return. Tie everything in like we do, bring the tank down, have it hang right here. Actually, would be fine. That way they've got the air elimination constantly through the system, as well as the properly pressurized spot in the right spot. Rebuild, obviously, a new blow off for them, even though we will have our pressure relief on the side. Let's put that there, as well as on a return the same way they've got it. It's really going to help this system last a lot longer than what it is currently on this setup. Nice thing is there's not a ton of piping. As much as we're repiping almost everything, there really ain't very much. We got 1.5 on our return, all the way up to 1 inch, down to 1 inch on our 1 inch on our return here. So really you could even chop here and start rebuilding down, and then this, like I said, all the way up. Let's rebuild the manifold, come off, do what we got to do, then repipe everything in properly to really give it that extra life. As far as our electric, we're obviously just going to scrap all that. Looks like it's been water damaged like crazy. All that's got to be new circulator, pretty much just everything brand new. We really want this to be a clean install, and with the way it is now, I mean, there's no wonder that it's failing with all these restrictions and all that stuff in there. So I would also like to see isolation. Since we're repiping everything, let's isolate it and put a return ball valve with a drain on it so we can power purge the system as well. That way they never really have to bleed the radiators again. That will be a huge upgrade for doing all this work. So if you guys have any other comments, questions, concerns at all, please reach out. Again, I'm Comfort Consultant 847, and thank you guys so much for everything you do.